School districts across Texas are trying to figure out how to comply with the new state law as it takes effect on Friday. House Bill 3 requires armed security on every campus, but districts can get exemptions from the state for financial or staffing reasons.
A lot of school boards say they'll have to claim those exemptions because they're competing with hundreds of other districts for the exact same help. KVUE's Darenisha Heron is live in Butte tonight, where Hayes CISD board members spent a lot of time talking about how to deal with the challenges while beefing up security. Darenisha?
Yeah, guys, Hayes CISD board members did not take this decision lightly. They spoke about this behind doors for at least an hour. Board members say they would prefer to have an armed security officer on every school campus, but they haven't had the time to make that happen by this Friday's deadline.
Motion carries 7-0.
Hayes CISD is yet another Texas school district declaring that it cannot meet the requirement of House Bill 3 to have an armed officer on every school campus during school hours. So board members approved claiming a good cause exemption due to the lack of qualified officers available.
With the officer shortage that I think we're all dealing with, we're all competing for the same officers.
Jerry Scrocky is the head of safety and security for the district. She says they're contracted with the Hayes County Sheriff's Office. According to their data, the district has 26 school campuses, but only 15 school resource officers.
Even though this is something that we're having to deal with now, reactionary, I guess, Ms. Trustee Petrie said, but I think we've demonstrated that we're really committed to making sure this is going to get done the right way.
While all board members don't agree with the law, they say they will comply by coming up with an alternative, which includes creating a school marshal program where school staff are trained to bear arms, a guardian program where a civilian is trained, or hire a private company, which all have their pros and cons.
Do we have the right person psychologically to be in that position? Do we want to do minimum standards for training, or do we have an expectation of we want to do much more rigorous training?
Another concern is finding training at the same time as the roughly 1,200 other school districts in the state. Parents say while an officer is preferred, a trained person is better than no one.
Obviously, I don't want somebody who has, any kind of mental issues or anything like that being charged with the safety of kids, but even as a dad, that's a program I'd be willing to step up and participate in my limited time off from work.
And this is the way I see it. There are plenty of government facilities out there, especially our courtrooms, that are better protected than our schools are. And in my opinion, especially as a parent, that's just unacceptable.
Hayes CISD city leaders again say they want to take their time with this decision to make sure they find the right people for this role. They say they've already seen some not so legit training courses pop up, and that's something they are really trying to avoid right now. And something the superintendent said that really stood out to me is that an untrained or a poorly trained person on campus with a gun could cause a larger issue. Brian?
KVUE's Darenisha Heron live for us in Butte tonight. Darenisha, thank you for that. As she mentioned, Hayes CISD isn't the only school district to look at claiming those good cause exemptions. Tonight, Springs ISD also approved claiming one, citing the concerns about recruiting help. Board members there are also considering adopting a school marshal program. Another problem that district is seeing is that they work with the Hayes County Sheriff's Department, which is also dealing with a shortage of its own. Texas Education Agency plans to host a virtual meeting for superintendents across the state. That's coming up September the 13th. They'll talk about the different options they have to comply with House Bill 3.